All right, today we're going to tackle a really big idea, one that gets to the heart of how our governments and all sorts of services work. We're talking about the massive shift from thinking in documents to thinking in data. It's a change that, honestly, could unlock incredible potential. So let's just dive right in.
You know, this quote just hits the nail on the head. For years, we've all heard the buzzwords, right? Digital transformation, going digital. But what does that often mean in practice? Well, instead of building these dynamic, living systems, we just end up making digital versions of paper, PDFs, reports, stuff that just sits on a server, totally unread and completely unused. And this image, it just captures that old way of thinking perfectly. For decades, success was measured by the physical stack of paperwork, the thickness of the binder. We've been so focused on creating things about the work instead of doing the actual digital work of building with data.
So this leads us to what we can call the document delusion. It's that feeling that you're making progress, that you're getting things done just by creating another document. But here's the thing, it's an illusion, and it's one that can stop real, meaningful change dead in its tracks.
I mean, really think about it. We have 2 decades worth of these beautifully designed visions, these strategic roadmaps, and super detailed project plans. And sure, they look impressive, but the actual work, the hard part of building the digital plumbing, publishing the data, creating the services, that stuff just gets lost. The plan itself becomes the final product, and nothing actually gets built.
So, if that's the problem, what's the solution? Well, it's a fundamental shift in how we think, a true paradigm shift. We have to move away from just describing what we want to do in documents and start delivering real value with functional live data. This is where data truly starts to deliver.
And this slide right here, it lays it all out so clearly. Documents, they describe what was or what we hope will be. They're static snapshots totally locked away in a file somewhere. But data, if you do it right, it's dynamic. It's connected. It doesn't just create another report that gets filed away, it becomes the foundation for actual services that people can use. So here's the bottom line. Documents are descriptive, but data is generative. Data builds things.
Okay, so how does this all happen? Well, the key piece of tech that makes this whole thing possible is the API. Now, don't let the acronym scare you. An API is really just a doorway. It's a set of rules that lets one computer program talk to another and ask for information in a nice, structured way. It's the engine that powers the modern internet, letting your weather app get live data from a forecast service or a travel site pull in flight information. It's how data stops being trapped and starts being incredibly useful.
Let's make this super concrete with an example, a simple hiking trail. Step 1 is the old way, a PDF map. Sure, you can print it, but that's about it. The data is basically dead. Step 2 is a bit better, an interactive map on a website. You can pan, you can zoom, but the data is still trapped inside that one application. Step 3, this is the goal, a live data feed through an API. Now anyone, a developer, a local business, a researcher, can grab that trail data and build something new with it. A new hiking app, an analysis of trail usage, a tourism service, the possibilities are endless, all because the data is finally free.
But wait, it's not just about dumping a bunch of data out there and hoping for the best. To really unlock its power, data needs to follow a set of guiding principles. You can think of it like a compass for this new data-driven world, and these are known as the FAIR principles.
First up, F is for findable. It's pretty simple. If a city releases, say, air quality data, a scientist or a citizen should be able to actually find it. It can't be buried on some server nobody knows about. If you can't find it, it might as well not exist, right?
All right, next up, A for accessible. So you found the data, now can you actually get to it? This means using standard, open tools so you don't need some expensive, special software to read it. It's about making sure information is for everyone, not just a privileged few.
Now, I is for interoperable, and this is where things get really cool. This is what allows your favorite mapping app to show you bus routes, cafe locations, and public parks all at the same time. It's because all those separate datasets can speak a common language and work together seamlessly.
And last but not least, R for reusable. The data has to have a clear license and good documentation. This is what gives an entrepreneur the confidence to build a whole new business around public data, because they know it's reliable and it's not going to just vanish tomorrow. It's what fuels real innovation.
Okay, so theory is great, but what does this look like in the real world? Let's check out a fantastic case study from Sweden. the Stockholm Archipelago Trail. And it's just this perfect tale of two projects, one stuck in the old document-driven world and one embracing a new data-driven way. So on one side, you've got the official project. It was a closed process, kind of secretive. Its public face was nice social media posts about a magic season, but the actual physical deliverables were hard to track down or verify, and the information was static and only in Swedish. But on the other side, a community-driven project took a totally different approach, a data-first approach. Everything was out in the open, with public backlogs. The focus wasn't marketing, it was on creating actual usable digital infrastructure. The data was live, verifiable, and ready for everyone.
And the results? Oh, they speak for themselves. The community project mapped the crucial stuff: drinking water, toilets, defibrillators. They connected over 600 points of interest to Wikidata, which instantly made information available in over 200 languages. They crowdsourced data on trail quality and even plugged in live data feeds for wildlife sightings and real-time ferry schedules. This wasn't a document, it was a living, breathing, and unbelievably useful digital world.
So this amazing example really lights the path forward, doesn't it? This isn't just a technical preference, it's a philosophical and economic imperative. It's time for a call to action, a data-first manifesto.
And listen, this isn't just about making cooler hiking maps. The money here is huge. A study in Sweden estimated that making high-value public data open and accessible could generate between 10 and 21 billion Swedish kronar in socioeconomic value. And that's not over 10 years, that's every single year.
Just look at this chart. It breaks it all down. We are talking billions in new value for construction, for tech, for finance. This is the incredible value we unlock when we stop locking data away in digital filing cabinets and start treating it like a public utility, a raw material for innovation, for efficiency, and for growth.
So it all comes down to this simple manifesto, a call to action in 4 parts. First one, and it's the big one, stop writing PDFs. They are a dead end.
Instead, start publishing APIs. Build the doorways to live useful data.
Number 3, pull back the curtain. Open your backlog, work transparently, and build trust.
And finally, the one idea that holds it all together, lead with data.
So at the end of the day, the choice is pretty clear, isn't it? We can keep producing documents that describe the past, these beautiful archives of what we intended to do, or we can start publishing data that actively builds the future. Documents describe, data builds. Which will you choose?